Thank you for joining me. This is The Point, and I am Miriam Ogutu. My guest today is not a newcomer to the political scene. He is a young leader who says that he has a better vision for the people of Mathare constituency. Mr. John Wesonga Mang'Eni.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Asante.
So why exactly do you want to be the Member of Parliament for Mathare?
Thank you, Miriam. First, let me say thanks for giving me this chance.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, I've given my candidature to the people of Mathare. First, I've been nominated by the people of Mathare. 2,000 of them did their signatures, put signatures to endorse me to go for the seat of MP Mathare as an independent candidate. I want to be the MP because I want now to speak for the poor. A voice, my slogan is Voice of the Poor. I want to drive this agenda about the poor. Because in this country, there are only two tribes.
The rich and the
poor. The rich and the poor.
So why is it that you chose to go as an independent candidate?
There is no party in Kenya. There are no political parties in Kenya.
There are no political parties in Kenya?
Those are not political parties in Kenya.
They're what?
Those are just vehicles with drivers. And when the drivers are tired, they change the name of the vehicle or the route of the vehicle.
Yeah. The vehicle.
Yeah, and then so it keeps... But honestly, I believe that I'm an independent because I don't see any ideology out there that suits me. But I believe the ideology I have, pro-poor ideology, an ideology where we have to fight for equal rights, and not just equal rights among tribes, no, equal rights among classes.
Okay.
So there's no party advocating for that in Kenya now. And I think my generation, we can start something from there. Okay. So my independence is independence of ideology and independence also of what I speak and who I speak for.
All right. So you took part in the campaign for the new constitution.
Yes.
What was your role?
Funny thing, I was on the no side. I was on the no camp. Okay. In 2010, while campaigning for and against the constitution. I took a central role, especially in Kenyatta University, and also partly sometimes in the no team led by our Namwamba professor from Kenyatta University and William Ruto's team. And my passion at that time is I said, Kenya, we need a new constitution. But my thinking so much at that time was there was a lot of nice worded things in the constitution at that time, which I noticed it was a political game by the political class. And if you notice very well, when the political class say yes, we all think that the whole country should say yes.
So do you regret that the constitution was passed as it were?
I believe in democratic processes. I don't regret anything. I just believe it was a process we went through. I'm happy.
So what are some of the changes that you would have loved to see corrected in the constitution as it is today? Reality,
for example, for example, the Bill of Rights is here. My argument was we have a Bill of Rights which no one will implement. Because the Bill of Rights protects the poor. But no one cares about it. The right to education, the right to your freedoms, the right to health, all these things no one cares about.
But now mothers are able to have their children without a fee from the hospital. So maybe that's a good step towards a better future for the Mwananchi.
Exactly. I admit a good step. However, the thing is, what was written as a Bill of Rights cannot be checked. No one can go and check the person who's supposed to deliver what is there. When we talk about a right to food, you come to my place, what we eat compared to the other class in this country, they will not say we are eating food. The right to water, clean water. You come to my place, we survive with any water in Mathare. When we talk about the right to education, you come to my place, we are schooling in, we call them Gorofa schools, because schools are everywhere, because we don't have a
and a
government.
lot of them are informal.
Yeah, they're all informal. They're all called informal schools. And which is a funny part, because we're trying to compete in this world, and the education we're getting from...
So you feel like you're getting a raw deal. So you think it's important for leaders to take a lesser paycheck because a bigger paycheck has driven the wage bill in this country to another level, and so there's not been able to have a good service delivery to the common Mwananchi?
Yes.
So if this our leaders could have a pay cut, like what would that do to the people of Mathare?
In fact, they should not even have a pay cut. Why do politicians? Why should a member of parliament have a salary? Most of them,
the constitution.
It is not a job. I mean, this is a service you're giving.
Yeah.
This is a service you're giving. This is a volunteer. It should be a volunteer thing you're giving. In many senses, we should talk of maybe allowances, but not salaries.
So you would not want to have a salary when you're elected as a member of parliament?
Why? Because
But how are you going to survive?
I should have my profession. I'm a professional guy. I work as an addiction counselor. I believe that serving as a politician is a call you accept to go there. Right now, it is the highest paying job, which it ought not to be.
Around the world.
It is the highest paying job around the world. It should be the other way around. We should be serving as politicians, which will make life easier and make people look at real leaders in this thing. But the fact that the money interest is attached to these seats, that's why you see the rich are the only ones going for these seats.
Yeah, because it's expensive to campaign.
You look at the price, then you go for it.
All right. So devolution was one of the key pillars that was driving why Kenyans really wanted the new constitution, because we thought with devolution, the places that have been marginalized historically and things like that will taken care of. So far, do you think the new constitution, as it was intended, has been able to deliver some of these things that we were hoping for as Kenyans? That you're part of the, but you said you.
I was in the no camp, but the Constitution is the second to the Bible, which the Constitution of Kenya is second to me to the Bible, among the things I carry a lot and admire a lot. Devolution, I can say, to be fair, yes, we have made some steps. The only difference we have is the people we put to be the drivers of devolution. The devolution itself per se is not a problem. The drivers. These guys are so rich. They don't care about what devolution wanted. Devolution wanted to take resources down to the ground, to Mashinani. Now, you cannot give a rich man, all that resources, tell him to take down to the poor, the Mashinani. He's never in Mashinani. Most of the governors live in Nairobi. They were in Nairobi, they are still in Nairobi. So they run their counties from Nairobi. So literally it is the drivers. But the devolution per se, as envisaged, as we dreamed, as Kenyans wanted, is nice. We should work our best to make sure that it continues. And I believe in 5-10 years' time after this, we will be enjoying a lot of fruits of devolution.
Okay. So tell us your job as the project coordinator at this rehabilitation center that you work with.
Yeah, yes.
Work with right now?
Currently, I'm technically out.
Yeah.
I'm now concentrating on my political journey.
So you realize how it will be difficult to maintain your day job and still be a member of parliament.
No.
You might have to give up.
No, not really. Campaigning is different. That's why I'm saying
But see, when you're elected, you have to work for the people. So you don't have time to go to your profession, really.
When you're elected, you're working, you're not campaigning.
So that's why you need a paycheck.
No.
So maybe the paycheck needs to just have a card.
No, honestly, you need a transport allowance, you need all those things to help you move here and about. Because there are leaders in our area. We are leading. Okay, in my job currently, I work as a project manager at Napenda Kuishi Rehabilitation Trust, which works in the slums in Korogocho, Dandora, and Mathare, Huruma, especially Huruma area. And yes, we work for the young people, rehabilitation, especially those with the drug abuse issues, and many other cases, especially those who need rescue. Our core.
So those who need rescue, do you go to the streets and rescue them?
Yes, we go. No, we go to the streets. Center? We go to the streets. We look for them. We welcome them to our centers. We have 2 centers in Korogocho slums, and 1 center in Ngong, Kibiko.
So you target the street families.
Yes.
How easy is it to convince them to come with you?
Not easy, because most of them are there not because they wanted. They are there because of circumstances, and at times they don't receive a lot of love every time. Anyone sees them, they have been labeled. When they go, they're first suspicious. So we always have to build trust first. After building trust, then our principle is to give them hope, love, and dignity. So we try our best. We have succeeded many times. The organization started in 2006, and up to now we have helped more than 300.
So when you help them, when you get them from the street and they are rehabilitated, and now they are sober somewhat, where do they go after that?
We do reintegration, which involves reintegration back to homes, to their families.
And those who don't have homes?
And also now, those who don't have homes, we look for permanent stays places, especially other homes, other charitable children institutions. Or alternatively, we also reintegrate to schools. So we stay with some of them who don't have any contact of a family member. We have them, and we keep staying with them until they are 18 and they've finished high school.
So you go
and
for
they,
children.
yeah. Right now we are doing teenagers. We are going for the teenagers.
Sometimes they're there with their parents, because the others who are born in the streets.
Yeah, those with their parents.
As their family.
Yeah, those with their parents are a bit very complicated also, because you have to take care of the family.
The whole family.
It is always a tasking thing, because sometimes you have a working hour stated that you work for 8 hours, but we end up working sometimes 24. Yeah, because of the dynamics of the job itself.
Okay. So how serious is alcoholism in Mathare?
Honestly, it is part of my manifesto, one of the points in my manifesto to tackle,
Tell us about that.
to tackle drug abuse and substance abuse. Families have been crushed, are being crushed in Mathare. Many children's future are being crushed in Mathare because of drug and alcohol abuse. Many women, their rights are violated in Mathare because of the abuse of drugs and alcohol. And many deaths in Mathare, they are caused, they are related to this. So when we look at Mathare, you come to Mathare, you think that we are enjoying, we are not enjoying. You see, you meet young people high on drugs, they become criminals. Courageously, they carry guns, knives openly, they're shot dead. So you see, you can see the transition.
So the alcohol comes with a lot of hopelessness, I would believe, because by the time somebody doesn't fear to get arrested or to die, they have nothing to lose.
I've lost many of my friends whom I've grown up with to alcohol and other drugs, and to
so alcohol is a gateway to these other many problems.
Yeah, it gives you the courage to become a thug, to become a criminal. Most of them, when you see them walking around with guns here in city center or even in our place, they are high on some drugs, either psychotic drugs or alcohol per se.
So how do you intend to tackle this problem? You said it's
no, first, all of these people need someone to talk to them. So they need a center. They need an institution to accommodate them. Our institution where I work at is not enough. So we need a government-sponsored institution, a rehabilitation center, which I've proposed in my manifesto, that we will work with the people. We put a rehabilitation center in the area, which can accommodate, can act as an outpatient program on rehabilitation programs. Because most of them cannot afford to pay for rehabilitation. Because it's very expensive, rehabilitation is very expensive. So most of the families there cannot afford.
So if you're elected as the member of the county assembly, the member of parliament,
yes,
you will push to have a center, a rehabilitation center. But we have the Mathare
mental hospitals.
But they also deal with the rehabilitation.
Yeah, they have a rehabilitation department, which I will not want to talk about them now, because they'll have issues if I mention. However, I have. Yeah, we have working relationship, but I have a lot of reservations on how they do their how it's run and how they do their work. And yes, that is a topic for another day. However, the thing is, yes, we need a center in our place, a center that will do outpatient programs. Personally, I started an Alcoholic Anonymous program in Mathare, and I tell you, I brought hope to many lives, to many families. I was able, even someone in 60 years, a 60-year-old person, recovering addict. who stopped using alcohol at 60 years.
I still want to ask you about Mathare Hospital. Please allow me.
Okay.
And I'll not go so deep.
Yes.
I'll be cautious. But I know a person right now whose child is going through a psychiatry something because he was involved in drugs and right there in Mathare. And it's a facility that most people know. When you talk about any mental, any psychiatrist, anything, that's the first thing that comes in mind as a government institution. So what is it that can be done to make sure even that institution becomes better and can offer services that it's meant to offer to the Mwananchi? If you become the member, because now you'll have to deal with that. Is it in your
It is partly in my area, though not in my constituency as such. Mm-hmm. The name also, it associates with us. But Mathare has a history whereby they measure so much on the use of drugs to manage addiction issues. Mm-hmm. They are so, we can say, clinical. They use the clinical approach of psychology. I believe in humanistic approach in most of these things. So I think many people who go to Mathare Mental Hospital, most of them end up being dependent on some psychotic drugs. And now even in Mathare, in my constituency, when I say these guys, youth walking around high, they are high on psychotic drugs, which they acquire. Most of them know they can acquire from Mathare Mental Hospital. Now that's why I didn't want to go there. Yeah. But the reality is, go to my place. If I take you today, I can take you to many places there. Mm-hmm. They'll show you psychotic drugs. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you they know these are mental drugs they knew when they were in Mathare, when they were taken there for
they're
programs.
Abusing the prescription drugs.
Yes.
From there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because psychotic drugs, they can put you can become dependent on them. They're highly addictive also. Yeah. And so most of them, they stop, for example, using alcohol, and then now they become dependent on some of those psychotic drugs. Yeah, and those are worse because sometimes someone takes only one tablet and is high a full day.
Oh, wow. That is really something.
So that's why I still believe for us we'll need because they're so clinical. Okay. Yeah, if they can professionalize they send the hospital there and open up departments and people with the different perspectives come in. To tackle addiction, then it will be better. Because right now they are so much on drugs and drugs and drugs.
My guest today is John Wesonga, who thinks he has the solutions to the issues that are ailing the residents of Mathare constituency. So now, what exactly is ailing Mathare?
Mathare is ailing from lack of representation. Goats. There's a story in African proverb that goats cannot be represented by hyenas to fight for their rights. Now, Mathare, all throughout, has always been represented by hyenas.
You mean the rich?
The rich. Yes. They simply come there and they buy us and then they go back to where they come from. In fact, funny thing, all of those rich people who come to vie in Mathare constituency, they come from Lavington, Karen, they are neighbors, some of them. Like the current guy, MP, and one of the other rich also aspirants, they come from, they're close friends. They worked together before. So they come from the other side. They enjoy the moment they arrive in Mathare, they laugh because we look at them as if they're different. They're not different. So to us, they're hyenas. So Mathare suffers from lack of representation. We are misrepresented, in fact. Yeah. No one speaks about us in the house. When taxation bill is presented forward, no one speaks about Mathare people. When the budget is being read, no one speaks about Mathare people. No one speaks about, when housing issues are being talked, no one speaks about Mathare. The people, we expect them to speak for us. They're the owners of these houses. They're the ones ensuring we continue living in these pathetic states. They're the ones who are so happy when we don't have education. And they are sad when they see the likes of me growing up and getting education from that place. So these are the people who don't like us. Mm-hmm. So we suffer. Our problem largely is because of those misrepresenting us. Okay. And now we think, and I believe, the solution for the people of Mathare and many other poor Kenyans in this country will come when they will now start looking at themselves, when we start discussing our own issues, when we start talking about what we understand, not what we tell them, because they come and we tell them our problem, then they say they can solve our problems. No, we understand our problems. So I believe
The solution is within.
the solution is
That
with us.
alive.
Right now, we will first chase away the rich man. In fact, the two of them and the three of them who are coming here, because there are very few who come to our place. Yeah? We will send them away first, then we start solving our
By
problems.
chasing them by votes or what?
We chase them by votes, literally, we will do it by
When you
votes.
say chasing them, others can take it literally.
Though they are the funny thing, they are the people who have been misusing our young people. They pay our young people to continue using drugs, to drink a lot of alcohol, to disrupt anyone's campaign. They do that. They love when they see blood being shed. Right now already, blood has been shed in Mathare constituency related to political issues. Right now, already. And they are so happy about that. So yes, we will send them away. We will fight them away
Through the voting.
through our votes.
That's how they'll be sent away. Please don't take that literally. So now the youth and unemployment is such a big issue.
Yes.
I believe in Mathare.
Yeah.
What will be your solution to this problem that is not just affecting Mathare but a lot of youth in this country?
Youth unemployment, it features in my manifesto as point number 2. Step number 2 to liberating the people of Mathare. And unemployment, for a very long time, every politician says we want to tackle unemployment. But ask them, do you know those who are unemployed in your constituency? They don't know who is unemployed. My proposal first is to set up a bureau, an employment bureau. Because even in developed countries, they are doing that.
Bureaus, yeah. But it's manageable. There they'll come the whole...
No, it will manage. As long as the purpose of setting up a bureau is to enable, to help us about our people.
So why is it important for you, for people to live meaningful lives and achieve equitability and, of course, justice? Why are you so passionate about this?
Honestly, we are all created in this world. The world was created for us, not for specific people, a few. Yeah. So this inequality, honestly, is not good. Also, it's not good for the rich people. They live in fear. Go to their places. They have a lot of securities everywhere. Yeah. So I think, for me, I just want us to live happily. We want to play football. We want to play around. We want to joke around. We want to be happy in the evenings and during the days. We also deserve that. We think also we deserve swimming pools. But you see, we are far from that. Mathare, we are far from swimming pools.
No, you even have a public swimming pool.
We are still grappling with the football fields,
that is not
which are being grabbed daily. Yeah. We are still fighting for that. So we'll never reach even swimming pools, which are so everywhere, dropped everywhere in Westlands and these other rich places. You see swimming pools everywhere, even private pools and public pools. You see them around those places.
Pools in Mathare, I believe.
We don't have. We have Nairobi River, which is very dirty.
That is not a pool.
Exactly. Now you can come and understand what I'm saying. So the reality is, we also want to enjoy. We deserve, and the Constitution also.
In that country,
yes, the Constitution also provides for us. It says we the people. So we also believe we deserve this. We should be treated with our dignity. Yeah. We also need to be hopeful about life. We want to go to good schools also. Yeah. We want also to acquire good things like everyone else is acquiring.
Of course.
Yeah, so we think our mothers deserve respect. They don't deserve lessons, which are being given, and t-shirts, which are being given. We think our youth deserve better than being given tanks for cows. They deserve better education. They deserve quality employment opportunities. Right. They deserve real business opportunities.
Okay.
Privatized and commercialized.
It's a private venture now.
What I believe I will do, I will fight my best to make sure that water points, which one of the former MPs tried to bring, I will do my best to see that we have these water points working. Okay. However, yes, I know it's a function of the devolved the county government. Yes, I will not be blind. I will work with the county government to to help them, facilitate them, to see that we solve the water problem. But you know, we have these basic issues that we are fighting. We are fighting security. You know, we have a police station that is, I think, dysfunctional at times. I think we have a police station that every Monday when you go there, you might think that it's a bank. People are going to deposit money there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have that police station that functions that way. So in Mathare.
So people go deposit money. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, deposit is the word, because people,
are you
young people, yes, young people get arrested the weekend. Okay. In fact, from Friday, you'll see many arrests being done from Friday. When you come to our places, you'll see the police very active from Friday, arresting. Come Monday, you see a line of people coming to bail out, and there's no accountability for the bail cash being given. So yeah, we in security we think I think I will bring young people on board to solve the security problem in Mathare. I think we can solve the environmental problem because we struggle with the dirty river passing through our place. We are struggling with the lack of clean water. We struggle with a lot of garbage everywhere, littered everywhere in our area. But I think we can do something with our young people. We have a lot of young people in Mathare. We have most of us are, in fact, they say the country is 60%, but we think in Mathare we are 70% young. And we think we can do a lot. I can help young people to commercialize some of these activities that we do, services that we can offer. Yeah, so that's my thinking is mostly my candidature. I think my candidature and my winning will bring hope to many young people, young men, young women in Mathare. Because we are growing up in a times when we think we have nothing to live for when you come to our places. That's why young guys will walk with guns.
Because they have nothing to lose.
Yeah. And when they meet a rogue policeman who is partly the reason why they are walking with a gun, because he has been bribed, he knows they have a gun, he has been bribed, he receives money from these young guys every week. You know, these policemen who shoot these young people.
Is that something you have proved or you...
That is something I would wish any policeman, I will not mention their name.
But they're out there, they're
Yeah,
watching.
yes. I will wish any of them to come and confront me about it. These are things that we have complained to various bodies. I've complained even to the IG. These are things I once hosted a stakeholders meeting on security forum in my area in Mathare. With the chief, we invited the OCS at that time. We have invited many people, village elders. We discussed. We said the police know these thieves. They know how to address the problem, but they only take money from them and kill them for a show of thing. But we don't want them to die. I don't want my friends to keep dying. I've lost many of them, and that's enough. What we want is a solution to this security problem. And I think we can bring young people. For example, I propose, which is happening also in London and other places, they have a youth advisory security council in their areas. I suggest we also have a youth advisory security council in our area like Mathare, whereby the police boss, the OSPD of Nairobi, of Kasarani, the OCS of Huruma Police Station, they sit down with this youth advisory council and ask them, how do we see? Where do you want us to come?
But I think they've been doing a bit of that.
No, they don't have. Community policing failed terribly.
All right.
Failed terribly.
And unfortunately, we have to come to the end of the show. But in case, do you have a website that people can come and visit and get to know more about you and your candidature?
Yeah, no, not really a website. I've not yet reached the website, but we're working on it. If we get some volunteers.
But your Facebook page?
We have a Facebook page. You go to Facebook, John Mang'Eni. You search John Mang'Eni for Mathare MP constituency. You'll get us. You'll see my serialized manifesto, campaign manifesto. You go to Twitter at John Mang'Eni. You will see some of my statements that I've done there. You can also look at, you can join our even WhatsApp groups. I mean, when you go to Facebook, you'll get our number there, our phone number. I also have an office operating daily in Mathare. by volunteers, young people volunteering in my office. When you come to John Saga, at John Saga, and then you ask office here Wesonga MP, you'll be shown my office.
Hey, Wesonga MP.
Yeah, you'll be shown.
You're walking by faith, yeah?
Yeah, we are walking that, and you know, August 8th, we are changing that date to be called Wesonga Day.
Okay, sawa. And with that, I think we'll have to wind up the show. Mr. John Wesonga, it was really a pleasure to have you on the show. And thank you for coming. And until next time, this has been The Point. I am Miriam Ogutu. Thank you for watching.